And though I'm a bit upset, we're gonna just go over that and get on with Halloween Horror Month and Vampirella, which are fun things that we still have the freedom to go through or go over in this society. I'm sorry, I'm so mad I can't even fucking speak right. But yeah, we have the freedom to enjoy. That's the word I'm looking for. Enjoy in this country, and that's Vampirella. So, let's get started. Now, see this! Blast off to a nightmare. An unbelievable story of the unexpected from the incredible world of tomorrow. Plus 6 new stories of creeping terror. We already went through Vampy's fairy tales. But now, we'll go through the first story. Alright. Vampirella had escaped and soon after evilly left her castle haven to seek revenge. The Grand Sorceress wanted no part of imprisonment in a body she no longer controlled. Once released from it, Vampirella would pay for her treachery in full. It happened then. Droves of that's a little hard. It's a little hard to get that. Is it conjing or lunging? Lunging velvet mist disguising her exit. Clinging, that's the word. Droves of clinging velvet mist disguising her exit evilly left her dungeon walls to slip into the pitch of night. There was only one method to reverse the spell and return her body to its senses. She must go to the tree of her ancestors. No one must suspect where she went, for danger hid in the eyes of her secret enemies, and death in the smiles of their hate. That's what it said. They would grasp the chance to destroy her by learning where her supreme powers were gained. Only the ogre conjurer would be allowed that wisdom. No one else could be trusted. For the moment evilly knew she was helpless to transform her own doing. Her magic was too fierce for most servants of sorcery to match, let alone change indeed. She wondered if even the tree could reverse her mistake. Even now, as she mounted the gleaming stallion, evilly saw herself casting from the fingertips of her imagination the magic Vampirella had cost her. No other thoughts ached her as those of revenge. I see you're back for more tragic magic, eh? Doll trolls? Now that you've wandered into my incantation, allow me to conjecture some vexing contexture and see if I can veni vidi vici vampi. I'm one spell bell whose abracadabra will bind your mind cousins. So focus your hocus pocus and let's see if wicked is who wicked does. Keep up with me, ogre. Must you waste my time even now? Conjure knew Evily's patience was not to be tested, and while time enraged her with an empty journey, would purge him in her anger. But great sorceress, there is no need to hurry. We will reach the village by nightfall. Wrong, little toad. You do not go to the village this night. Seize them! Shivaga's fingers seemed to tremble slightly as he turned the next card towards his eyes. He felt the presence of someone hiding in his destiny, someone only whose magic was more dangerous than her beauty. The cards read evil and good, and a single tale of my fortune. It is difficult enough watching these riddles without guessing their answers. Even as I sit here, I see images of things I cannot explain. My cards predict danger, and the cards never lie. You will learn enough. Excuse me. You will learn soon enough who I am. Rabble! Take care you do not tempt my wrath unknowingly. Stop, you must listen! If you are witch as well as woman, then speak your magic. I am not frightened by your warnings. I warned you. Now suffer your foolish decision. Zap! Kogi's head flung back in laughter, filling the captured sorceress with its haunting ridicule. In her anger, Evily's memory had lost itself, as did her wish when she commanded it to be. Ah, ha, 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 ha! A sorceress whose tricks are a pleasure. Perhaps Shivaga has use for such unusual spellcraft. I'll wager the imp makes a maddening clown. Can you juggle, little toad? He, 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 he. Shivaga, come see what I have brought you. A sorceress, oh, but what, a witch! She warned me not to force her spells upon us. Now look at me, I've been cursed! Ah, ha, 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 ha! Even garments of spun gold cannot hide your tarnished brain, Kogi. Shivaga decides who they are and what they seek in the Black Forest. Release them and bring them to my wagon now. My great-grandfather Merlin was the first spirit of the tree. He was masterful to be confined within the mere boundaries of death. And as Merlin did, one stopped of their necromancy is the world by mortals sworn to erase black magic. All my ancestors joined his spirit in the next. If you will allow me to return to the trees of my ancestors, I will undo the trap I have been tricked into, and you will have a kingdom of your own to rule. That I will promise you, Gypsy. The choice is yours. Indeed it is, beautiful witch. Indeed it is. Yet how can I be sure your only reason is not to escape? You speak of being the sorceress evilly, yet you look nothing like her, and you cannot perform magic. If you speak the truth, then show me the tree. And when I have proved to you I am evilly, what then? Then you shall have your servant and your freedom back, and I shall have my kingdom. Lead the way. Sorceress, beware. I envision treachery waiting you. Beware. Silence, Toad. Even as evilly urged her mount further into the grip of melted ebony fingers, she could not erase the thought of Conjure's warning. Listen, Shivaga. Hear the wind, how it gaps its breath. Soon now. Swirls of webby nightmares swept across the jeering moon face, and evilly listened to the hurried imprints of the gypsy's horse fall into mossy sounds. Do you expect the sight of a few tormented clouds to overwhelm me? If not those, then perhaps you would be more impressed with this, the tree. My journey's end had found you here, ancestral tree, with shrieks and shrill demands upon my senses to now my reason speak. Once told to never violate this magic place I walk, I twice asked should I dare your wish to hear your wisdom talk. I need and only this I've caused my purpose to reveal you, to one who does not wonder this nor care what powers conceal you. For wicked is who wicked does, and you must heed my call. Return me to my evilldom as sovereign over all, dominion over all. When this night is over, dark princess, the sovereign of Valganya will be me, Shivaga. So you are only as foolish as you pretend, Gypsy. I see you want more than only a kingdom to rule. You knew all along that you were evilly? Of course, no one else in all Valganya wears a necklace like yours. Evilly's hand touched the wrinkled tree, connecting in an instant her soul to its magic. Her body filled with a throbbing of energy that endowed it, and she knew that her ancestors flowed through her veins. This tree will not serve you, fool. If you wonder what forces possess it, fill your curiosity with this. Black puddles of night reflected in their splashes the gummering strands of white electric, and even as Evilly's eyes turned from the doom of the gypsy's stare, her legs began to nub and grow feeble. His eye! It was turning her into a statue. And since you so willingly revealed it to me, your secret, you won't mind if I borrow it, will you? Ha, ha, ha. Upon that tick of time, in an unexplainable silence that had returned without reason, a crackling of furious conflict fell between the slashed moment. Rage upon rage smashed against the hard hour, and evilly startled, okay, and evilly startled with the first touch of the gypsy's vision. It was done, and evilly knew while her power had been returned to her, her body had not. Shivaga's eye had petrified any chance of exchanging this self for another one. Now, as the Grand Sorceress turned to the spiny fingers of her ancestor, she realized, by releasing your forces to give back my lost magic, you have condemned yourself to crystal tree of my ancestors. There has not been enough magic to protect them both. Now, with only the thought of revenge in her mind, Evilly wondered if she would ever release the tree from the spell. First, she had to return for the ogre. She would need him. And when I have rescued, conjured, and undone you from your prison great tree, I'll return to destroy Vampirella, I promise you. Marvelous. Just marvelous. Who said you can't get stoned on one eyeball? Methinks my cunning cousin better check her calculations next time. One of these days, somebody's gonna rock it to her. Quartz, anyone? Look, look, look! Look, 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 look! Godspeed to the new world! Set it up good! A world beckons us all. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to a nightmare. And they're off! Off to a new world. Like the signs and play cards say, it's a world that holds much in store for our hero adventurers, rather. Much close to the heart in their sentiment. And what's the heart all about? Why, blood, of course, and that's what our story's all about. Ha ha! Read on, my friends. It's a great day for us all, Damon. For us all. The Inter-Council have been planning this moment for years. If it wasn't for the generosity of the Overmasters, we'd never even be starting this colony. Just think of it, Damon. Think of it. After all these years, finally our freedom. Finally a new start. It'll take only a few years to get the colony established. Then, slowly, little by little, more and more of those cheering brothers can join us. See them frolic without a care. Look, Damon, look at them. Years ago, just months ago, all this would have been impossible. And in weeks that follow, as the massive superstructured space-age pioneer wagon lumbers through space to Galactic 6, a new life for these people, a new life of naivety and innocence heralds their freedom from the cruel overmasters. But wait, are we to be cheated? Even as they have been throughout their lives? Ha! Don't be so impatient, friend. A promise is a promise. Read on. Praise the heavens! The heavens! Look at this land, how fresh, how appealing it looks. This time we have been dealt well with Damon. Hold on. This time we have been dealt well with Damon. Look at the people run. Look at them sing. The air is filled with their rejoicing hearts. And all structure material is now being unloaded. Your dome tents should be quickly... Your dome tents. Your dome tent should be quickly erected, but the task of building a civilization lies before us. Be strong of heart. A new life beckons. And night falls on the tiny colony. With the breath of a new life in their lungs, they sleep well. Maybe too well. Ooh. Eee! Oh, Lord, Lord, what is this? What have we come to? Into the sea, but they're everywhere. Help us, help us. What are these creatures? What is going to become of us? In heaven's name, someone help us. Tentacles. Yeah! Oh, Lord, protect us, protect us. Damon, what is this madness? Is it all a dream? A nightmare? These vampires, these beasts of blood like ancient folklore from the past. Look, just over the rise. My God. Trollus, will this nightmare ever end? Maybe. Oh, I said Trollus. I guess that was the name. Maybe, just maybe, fire might do the trick. I seem to remember some old folk legend about these things being petrified by fire. It worked. But why? Why? I don't understand. The Overmasters must have known about these people, these monsters. Why would they want to start a colony here? My God, man, this is murder. Nothing short of murder. I'm afraid. I think I know the truth, Damon. Don't you realize all these years the Overmasters have ruled us viciously, silently, unseen? Don't you realize, Damon, why they permitted this? These creatures are our Overmasters. I'm not saying Mother Earth is the best of all possible worlds. I guess the same thing could happen here. Answering a strange ad may sometimes be to your advantage, or it may affect you adversely. 7 men met 7 fates when they took the step that led them to 11 footsteps to Lucifer. Ah, this may be a red pill. The new issue of Crow, an underground tabloid, hit the stands, and 7 male readers were each reacting to a provocative ad. Me? Yella? Do you dare risk all to win the woman of your dreams? Wow! 7 adventurous men prepared to call that very midnight at the address of... It says M.E. Lucifer. Okay. Hey, a sense of humor. It says beware of werewolves. Beware a mad doctor. I hope she's as good looking as she is funny. What the devil? If you're looking for a hell of a time, this is the place. Come right in, sir. We've been waiting. Let me make you comfy. Don't be shy, cutie. Oh, you're so strong. After introducing, the swinging guys were led by the glamour girls into a large empty auditorium and were seated at one end. What's up, chick? You'll find out. Hey, isn't this something? Yeah. At the far side of the room was a huge, mysterious curtain. From behind it sounded a gong. Bong! Sheesh! The majestic curtain rose to reveal her infernal majesty, Madame Lucifer! Hello, suckers! I think I've died and gone to hell. Suddenly, from nowhere, handcuffs snapped about their wrists and ankles. Was it a gag or something ominous? Hey, what's going on? Let me at her! Men, you're here to win Lucifer or sacrifice your lives. One at a time, you will climb to her throne. When you step on a stair, it will light red or white. Out of the 11 stairs, there are only 3 white. Yes. Oh, hold on. Yes, yes. Touch all 3. He said, yes, yes. Touch all 3 white and you're climbed. And touch all 3 white and you're climbed to the top, and she's all yours. Touch 3 red and you're dead. My God. I won't play. You can't make me. No, I'd rather think differently. Laura? Pity. Good God. After the shocking fate of Ed, Jack Williams did not hesitate to climb for his life. Lucky. Continue. White. Is the game to end so soon? Red. Electrocuted. My God, she's not playing fair. Do you expect fair play when you try to beat the devil? The reds and whites have changed. Now come and get me. Red, I'll get you all right. Red, that's 2. Yay! One by one, the harried men go to their doom. Lucy watched eagerly as Bach landed on 2 whites, then lost his life on the 3rd try. At last, only Ed Mermit remained. Resigned to his fate, he stepped on the first stair. White! 2 white! 3 white! Impossible! Who are you? Guess, my dear. You'll learn to do it better where I'm sending you. You're not fully qualified to play these hellish games. I'll see you in hell! Which just goes to prove that the road to hell is paved with bad intentions. The next time you contemplate answering a Devil May Care ad, watch your step. Or you may wind up as the star of a horror hit called I Love Lucifer. Hi, small fry. It's time for a big fry. Turn up your burners, learners, and let me preach you some screeching teaching. Open your eyes and listen to a gal who can't quell her yelling. Far away, somewhere in the caverns of my mind, an anguished murmur turned the silence into a shriek of warning. My eyes, unable to unclench themselves, could feel the movement of some monstrous phantasm approaching. I could hear the beat of wings struggling to seize the wind, and when a last no sound escapes the panic in my throat, I wake up screaming. A nightmare! And yet it seems so real. A hideous figment of a world far beyond the living, and for Elena Carr, an omen of destiny marked by her doom. Pull yourself together, girl. Don't tell me that TV part is finally getting to you. Damn science fiction stuff is enough to drive me up a wall. Science fiction, not exactly her idea of a choice role, but acting was a tough challenge and she knew what she wanted. Maybe this was a change for something bigger. It was long afterward that the dreams began to annoy her. Ridiculous at first, but her mind became obsessed with the haunting of fantastic sequences, as it was only a matter of time before something dangerous happened. She hardly heard the screech of tires that could not halt in time to avoid. There was no pain, no feelings to drown her limp body in shock, only a blurred sense of falling, and then she fainted into spinning senselessness. Thud! Scream! Whispers blended around her into soft questions falling into her dark subconscious. They slowly penetrated the dull throb on unreality, and Elena opened both her eyes. You can hear me now, Elena Carr. Please pay attention to what I'm saying. No, this is not another nightmare. Everything you see here is real. Only your past is make-believe, Elena, and that is gone now, for good. I know you. Is this some kind of joke? Why all the fancy gadgets? Who are you trying to impress? We are not who we appear to be. Your mind is working according to the part you played on the planet you call Earth. There you were an actress. Thus you see us as part of that. On our planet you will be a queen. When your touring ship was stranded outside Universe 12, your parents were forced to land on Earth. Luckily, they had the wisdom to transform until they were rescued. From that moment on, you assumed the shapes of human beings. Only you survived the landing. Someone found you and until this moment you have acted, thought, and lived as a human. Now we have come to return you. All this happened only in moments. Our universe, time. But on Earth, 23 years have elapsed. You see, in our world, the aging rate has been lowered to an almost absolute minimum. Very comfortable, don't you think? You mean on Earth I could have existed thousands of years longer than wherever it is you're taking me? Exactly. Not only that, but with your powers to transform yourself, you would have been quite successful at the game you unknowingly played. Right now, you're thinking that I'm somebody famous from Hollywood, right? Actually, we leave the thinking to you. We only change with your thoughts. Go ahead if you don't believe me. Change into something, anything you feel like. It's not difficult, really. All you have to do is think. Just concentrate. Concentrate. Elena could hear the voices fading into a void of chaos. I'm sorry, echoes, not chaos. Pulling with it the thoughts she held in her mind. But somehow she could not seem to separate the sounds she heard from the visions they were implanting. She tried separating them. She tried hard. You're trying too hard. Control yourself. Don't let your imagination go wild. Keep your thoughts simple until you've learned how. We should have waited until we put her under sedative again. Help me. I can't stop the transformation. I can't control this power. Don't panic, darling. Just slow down and try something a little smaller. Nice and easy, Elena. Nice and easy does it every time. Nerves screaming to defy her, Elena twists her mind into focus, desperately trying to gain control of her metamorphosis. She's changing again into what? Good Lord! Once again, Elena reeled in sensation removed, her body stretching upward into quivering folds of stinking slime. Horny pincers replaced the flesh of her lips. Weaving arms sucked wildly at the air, and from within her mind a pulsing realization crept into her unrelated senses. What had she become? A creature of death. Listen to it screaming to be released. She wants to escape this thing, but she's only increasing her size by concentrating. My leg! She's got my leg! I've got to try and dissolve her thought before it takes over completely. Hang on! Scream! A transistor relay might do the trick. Mr. Seven had spotted it on the floor near the creature's tentacle-like arms. He'd have to chance it before the thing had a chance to digest Miss 14 completely. I can't. She's overpowering my processes. I'm dissolving. Seven, quickly. I can't move. I'm going to explode a spark from this relay into her. Maybe it'll shock her out of it. Don't. It might incinerate her completely, and us with it. Gotta chance it, or our mission will have failed. Get ready. With a lunge deep into pulsating phantasm, Mr. Seven burst the demon thought in a shockwave of thundering detonation. Above her, Elena can see the rim of the well she has fallen into. The long, dark chasm of unconsciousness sinks past her as she reaches toward the splinter of light beyond. Her body has stopped its shaking. Again, she hears voices as her body begins to return. When you've mastered your ability to change yourself, you won't let that happen again. You'll learn quickly. You said before something about my being a queen when we return. What did you mean? Your father was a great man, Elena. It is our people's wish that you lead us now that he is gone. But surely you must be exhausted. Rest now and we'll talk more of this later. When you awaken, you'll be home. Do you think she will master control of her will before we reach Universe 12? She gets too emotional during transformation. With the realization of taking new form, her mind cannot cope with her reactions. Meanwhile, in another part of the ship, Elena, unaware of the conversation, makes a discovery. Strange. I thirst so. My throat burns with a dryness and a desire to quench my pangs. As long as she does not realize why she cannot change to what she wishes, our plan is safe. Once we are home, as long as we keep her under our power, we won't have any trouble taking over the entire planet. And all this because of an experimental mistake her father made. We've done enough for now. If she suspected us, it might mean our deaths and not the others we'd be seeing. Her parents knew what she was. That's why they fled after the accident. They didn't suspect that their infected systems would spread the disease to their offspring. Too bad she never learned of her powers when she was on Earth. Whoosh! What was that? If she's found out only she can transform, and we only wanted her power to gain complete control, she'll try to escape. Gone! Her mind began revolving once more as Elena struggled to become something which would survive until she found her way back to Earth. Time hung in a balance of utter vacuum, and her body spun into one gigantic journey. She could feel her form melting. The thirst became unbearable in her throat, but a sigh of relief engulfed her falling senses. At last she was changing to a self she had almost forgotten. High above the stretching towers of the city, a shadow slipped across the glaring windows of each wall, weaving moth-like between the granite canyons. A moment earlier, Elena had performed her greatest role, leaving behind a bloodless corpse. Now her thirst was fully sated. Veins athrob with human liquid, she pushed her wings beneath her and turned it full into the hint of dawn. She remembered that she must hurry. Her father made that clear. No sunlight ever. It would cause a fatal reaction in her system. But tomorrow was another act, another scene, and Elena Carr would be around to play her new part for a long, long time. God, that's too bad. And all the time I figured those flapping creatures were features from inner space. Draw a bead on this bit of flying fantasy. Blunder wonders. Follow me up into the wild blue yonders as we ponder the fate of the Collegia. Be very still. Vjor the hunter is stalking Krigi, a stag. Or the stag, rather. In all of Greenland, there is no wilder stag than Krigi, and in all of Greenland, no finer hunter than Vjor. Strike! Krigi has been hit in a vital spot. It is a clean kill. Krigi could not wish to expire in a better way. There is sorrow in Vjor's heart at the death of so beautiful an animal. Vjor is a sensitive man, however. He must eat, and Krigi will help to feed his tribe. Hold, Vjor! How dare you hunt in my woods without my permission? I am G, the Collegia, protector of these woods. Hunting is not forbidden here. Forgive me, young goddess, but my tribe is hungry and my concern for them. Excuse me, and in my concern for them, I did not seek a game warden's consent. It is not wise for you to mock me, mortal, and it is not wise for a mere girl to pretend being Collegia. I am the Collegia. Fear not, mighty Vjor. You may redeem yourself and keep the stag beyond those peaks. There is a vicious bird which belongs to the trolls. This demon fowl has been destroying my innocent beasties. If you kill this bird, I will forgive you and present your tribe with Krigi and 2 more deer. There rests the castle of the trolls. Below is the cavern of the demon bird. And how shall I journey to this place? Upon my back, I shall fly you there. Well, you're almost there, Vjor. Prepare yourself. You fly very well, G. Someday you must tell me how you came to be, or how your mother has forbidden you to speak of it. Quickly, Vjor. You only have 1 shot. Vjor takes aim. Sweat bleeds from his face. Glints of light from talons and beak burn his eyes. There would be no second chance. The arrow is free. Vjor watches its flight. The force of the shaft has driven the arrow through the doomed bird. The mighty hunter has succeeded again. You are a far superior hunter than any of the gods and possess more courage. Let me fly you to my palace where I will grant you your rewards. Here are 2 deers, Krigi, and as a trophy, the wings of the troll's bird. The stallion is my personal gift to you. Stay with me for a while and I will show you further gratitude. If you send the meat to my tribe, I will stay for a few days. Stay with me forever, Vjor, and I will share my domain with you. I love you and the forest, but I am only a mortal. I have not the power to protect this kingdom. I would only be that was the wrong voice. I love you and the forest, but I am only a mortal. I have not the power to protect this kingdom. I would only be a burden to you. Blugr, he is a troll magician, but unlike the others, he is a kindly man and a good friend. Perhaps he can make you immortal. We must not waste time. Tonight, we will camp at the base of the mountain, and tomorrow ascend the crag up to Bluger's hut, not his hunt. At the base of the peak, G and Vjor make camp. Imagine very soon you will be immortal. We will be together forever. Be silent, fair one. There are strange noises coming from the forest. Trolls! G, escape! I cannot! Help me! The mighty Vjor is eventually subdued by the troll's clubbing. In the morning, Vjor awakes bound, head to foot. G is nowhere, and he realizes that she has been kidnapped by trolls who sought revenge for killing of their pet bird. The hunter seeks to free his bonds by giving them to the fire to feed upon. Free at last! Who goes there? If you are an enemy of the trolls, you are a friend of mine. I am friend to G, who has been taken by the trolls. I come to free her. Enter my house, friend. This salve will soothe your hands. But let me warn you, warrior. The castle is built on poisoned ground. Neither god nor mortal may cross it unharmed. Only trolls are immune to its effects. There must be a way. Only one, but it would mean great sacrifice to you. Once inside the castle, you must slay the king and his evil ministers. If you do this, the other trolls will follow you. Tell me the way, and I will do it. I will have to work a spell on you. Gather what I tell you, and we may begin, but take heed. The spell is irreversible. Inside the troll's castle, a celebration is taking place, and the center of this festival is... G! Are you enjoying the party, sweet woodsy goddess? No, but it is in your honor. The climax of our games will be a great feast. You will be our main course. Trolls, you are about to lose your leaders. The evil trolls are no match for the immortal Vior. Trolls now are free of your tormentors. Elect new leaders with wisdom, and you will forever have the friendship of Vior and G the Collegia. Hail Vior, hail G, long live the Collegia. That's what I call love at first flight. I guess some girls would do anything to catch a guy, even if it means horsing around till he loses his feathers. Be good, Bubby. Oh, wow, that's... So, yeah, they made them winged creatures. That's kind of cool, right? Okay, girls, you get dressed now. It's been a long, hard pull, but this just about wraps it up. You three have been chosen as the finalists for the role of the witch in the new TV series, Cloudy Shadows. In a few days, one of you will have the part. Dressing room to your right. Drinks are on me. Hurry back up, my lovelies, and we shall toast to the launching of a successful career for one of you. And now for you fans of midday soap operas, follow us behind the scenes for a short story of three girls competing for the star role of a witch in the new TV series Cloudy Shadows. Incidentally, the girl who wins this role becomes an instant celebrity. People everywhere will recognize her and stop her on the street to ask, "Didn't I see you on television?" "Ah, Miss Agnes Eckert. You, my dear, are very beautiful and charming. It's hard to believe you desire to play the part of a witch. Okay, girls, come back tomorrow evening, 6:30 sharp. Mr. Cardigan will begin setting up the final camera tests." I think I was supposed to read that first. "What's with you, Alex? Are you edging those other girls out already? I tell you, Sam, I think Agnes Eckert has it. She's better than the other two put together. Listen, Alex, you've been playing favorites with Agnes Eckert ever since we started casting for this role. Do you have a crush on her or something? What if I do? I still think she'd be great for the part. Now beat it and go home. I've got more work to do before sunup the next evening. This makes the fourth actress this month to be slain, and all were signed with this agency. How horrible. I feel so frightened. I should cancel my test for this role, but I do so wish to get the part. TV actress found dead. Police baffled. Strange marks. Body believed. Wild beast." When Alex B. Cardigan arrives jauntily, a tune on his lips. "Alex, have you seen the papers?" "Yes, I've seen the evening editions. It's a terrible tragedy. But, oh, good evening, Miss Eckert." "Evening, Mr. Cardigan. I'm afraid I'm not up to performing tests after what's happened. Could you possibly spare me until another time?" "Certainly, Miss Eckert. Good night. Now, Sam, it makes our choice simpler." Simpler? Okay, whatever. "We can't afford to halt production because of this incident. It's unfortunate it had to happen to Miss Shelby, but nevertheless, it leaves only 2 girls to screen, which brings down costs. Good night." "Fuck it, Alex. That's all you think of." No, excuse me. That's a damn. "Damn it, Alex. That's all you think of. Costs. It cost that girl her life. How could you be so damn cold-blooded?" Is that supposed to be fuck it then? Maybe. "Cold-blooded, Sam. It's not a matter of cold-bloodedness. It's a matter of economy to this production. The economy of this production depends also upon our chief executive being here during the day and not beginning his office hours nightly for the past several weeks. Sam, this agency has been doing pretty well with this arrangement. You stick to screening the girls during the day, and I'll do the testing at night. Now beat it. No sooner than the door closes, Alex Cardigan tries in a desperate attempt to muffle an outcry from the startled girl, revealing himself as, "And now, my pretty, for your test. Taste test, that is. You're... Eee!" Surprised by the sudden return of Sam Wannerman, Alex Cardigan's hands are wrenched from the girl's throat. "I've suspected you ever since each one of the girls we tested met their deaths by the hands of the so-called beast. Ugh!" Instinctively, Alex Cardigan whirled, throwing Wannerman off balance. "Yes, Sam, your suspicions were correct, but... Too bad you kept them to yourself. We had a beautiful arrangement, as I said, you finding the victims during the day, and I testing them at night. A pity you returned when you did. Now you've become the victim. When this is over, Sam, I'll simply close this firm, then move on to another city, a new associate, and new victims to be tested. Oh! Ah, and now back to you, my sweet. Just as all the rest, you shall be tested and tasted. Too bad you couldn't witness that scene. It would have made your blood curdle. Who's there? I thought I heard a scream. My God, what have you done? Why, you're a... I believe the word you're struggling for is vampire, my dear. But you needn't worry, Agnes. I won't harm you. Ever since I first saw you, I felt we had a kinship. I had the feeling you possessed strange powers which compel me to see more of you. That's why you've been spared. Yes, my dear Agnes, I wish to see more of you. You'll see more of me, all right, Mr. Alex B. Cardigan. More than you bargained for. I never suspected you for a vampire, but since you spared me, I shall spare you from the legendary stake through the heart and the opportunity to see more of me each time I appear before the TV camera. You see, Mr. A.B. Cardigan, I intend to play the part of the witch because, Agnes, zap, I am a witch. Shooting began the following week, and to the surprise of the camera crew, there was a puzzling discovery made. Hey, Joe, do you hear a strange noise coming from this particular camera? Yeah, it sort of screams softly every time Miss Hickart comes in view. I wonder what's inside this camera to do that only when she's on. Another thing, too, it never works when we're shooting in broad daylight. It only functions in night scenes. Well, A.B. Cardigan got his wish, and Agnes Eckhart got to be a witch. I guess you can say they both saw eye to eye. See what I mean? That's a take. Prologue. But you've got to let me copy your homework. If you don't, you just got to, that's all. But I've told you, Amy, I can't. That would be cheating. I'll fix that, Amy. She's always lying and I'll fix that, Amy. She's always lying and cheating to get her way. Aw, pretty please, give me your homework. If you do, I'll give you a kiss. Ugh. I'm warning you, Ted McGinnis. If you don't give me that homework, I'll tell your mother I saw you smoking behind the old warehouse. Eek! He's like, ugh! Ha ha ho ho ho! Ball, you'll be sorry for this, Jackie Davis. They made fun of me, and then Jack put a lizard down my back because they know how scared I am of anything crawly and slimy. Oh, they did they? We'll see. We'll soon about that. We'll see about that. All right, you two, stand up. For putting that lizard down Amy's back, you both stay after school every day for a week. He's got that ruler in his hand. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Amy was trying to make me show her my homework. Ouch! That's enough, young man. Lying won't save you. Amy wouldn't fib. That's how it used to be. Discipline back in the schools is what we need. Whack! That Amy, quite a little snake, isn't she? Well, even a grub grows up, and we now find our twisted miss attending a scientific lecture given by none other than little Ted. So, rapturous reptiles, let's see what slippery circumstances ensue when we find ourselves in a slimy situation. Oh, he is darling. Are you really dating him, Amy? Why, yes, we've known each other since 4th grade. And here you see, ladies and gentlemen, the results of my theory that evolution can be reversed. My serum has de-evolved a common tiger into the saber-tooth, extinct for millions of years. The most interesting thing is, I believe that by de-evolving certain animals, we may find creatures which we long thought never existed in the first place. A bat, for example, de-evolve a bat into a harpy, or a lion into a griffin. Of course, it is far too early in my experiments to make all of my results known, and the formula must be kept secret due to its obvious danger. He's brilliant, respected, and soon he'll be rich and famous and handsome, too. What a husband he'll make once I make up his mind for him to marry me. Oh, y'all, did you like that? What a husband he'll make once I make up his mind for him to marry me. She's gonna make up his mind, folks. You see, even back in the day, men knew. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes my lecture and demonstration. Wonderful, darling. You had them all amazed. What time are you picking me up tonight? About 7:30, all right with you? Think of it, darling. What a scientific breakthrough. Just a little more time. But it won't bore you. But I won't bore you with my work. I'm always interested in what you're doing. Why don't we park up ahead? It'll be easier to talk. Darling, I really think I've got him this time. Darling, will you marry me? Why, Ted, I never thought for a minute. Of course I'll marry you, dearest. A man chases a woman until she catches him. Good luck. Bon voyage. When we get back, will you sell your formula to the highest bidder? You'll be rich and famous if you do. I thought I explained that to you. I thought I explained that to you too soon to make my results public, and the formula itself could be dangerous. Besides, I'm interested in money. Well, excuse me. He says, besides, I'm not interested in money. Well, I am. That's the only way to get the things you want out of life. Don't you want me to be happy? Of course I do, darling, but I know what's best for us. Let's discuss it another time. 2 years we've been married, and still we live on the measly few bucks the University Research Foundation gives. Maybe you don't mind poverty, but I do. You knew all that when you married me. My life is my research, and I won't give it up, nor will I sell it to the highest bidder. It was a good idea to make a copy of his lab key. I can sell one of his animals to a circus for millions. Then I can divorce him. Bam! Look at that awful lizard, all creepy and slimy. Ever since I can remember, I've hated such things. This needle must contain the formula. I'll inject one of these animals and sell the little monster for a fortune. This little ugly ought to devolve into something a slideshow will positively cherish. It's changing, but it's getting too big. Eek! Help! Help! That sounded like Amy. I only hope she hasn't gotten into the lab somehow. Help me, darling, please. Good Lord, a prehistoric diprotodon, a marsupial animal long since extinct. She must have devolved the opossum. Blam, blam, blam. I warned you. I told you not to come here. Good thing you didn't mess with something really big. How did you get in here? The door was unlocked. I couldn't resist, but I've learned my lesson. Oh, Ted, I'm sorry. Next time I won't fail. I'm entitled to be rich. This is mine as well as his. Now's my chance. I'll get what I need from the lab and be out of the house before he even wakes up. I was foolish to try and take an animal with me the first time. All I need is a formula. That's probably worth more anyway. Odd. I never saw that before. Why, it's a sliding wall. Creak. Scale model kits. Create your own horror film characters. Authentic, lifelike model kits made of styrene plastic. You paint them yourself with quick dry enamel and you watch them glow in the dark. Frankenstein, the Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, the Wolf Man, the Forgotten Prisoner of Castelmare, and Dracula. Captain America, 98 cents. Star Trek, Lost in Space. Fantastic Voyage, Dr. Evil of Captain Action. The Beatles' Yellow Submarine, Archie's Car. Callisto, Land of the Giants, Land of the Giant Snake, and Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. At 39 cents, postage and handling. 8mm home movie, horror shockers on film. Look at these. Son of Kong, Bela Lugosi, and My Son the Vampire. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Batman of Africa. Wow. The Mysterious Dr. Satan. The Thing from Another World. Human Monster. Mighty Joe Young, the original. The Invisible Ghost, highlights of horror, scenes, Terror of Dracula, the original Dracula. Frankenstein's Daughter, horror beyond belief. She Monster of the Night, terror in the shadows. Missile to the Men, the Vampire Bat, I have that one. The Chamber of Horrors, I think I have that one too. And Midnight at the Wax Museum. They're all about $7 to $10. Man, very cheap for movies. Eee! Amy, oh no! She couldn't be in the lab again, or could she? Good Lord, she's fallen into the pit. No way to save her now. Why didn't she listen to me? Some of these animals are dangerous. Too dangerous to keep uncaged. Oh Lord, oh no. It's creepy, crawly, slimy. What in the name of heaven? Poor greedy Amy. Her curiosity has finally taken her into the pit where I keep the lizards. If she'd only known that once devolved, lizards usually become dragons. Right about now, those precious little lizards are dragging Amy off to dinner, and she's the dinner. When they're finished, what's left will be planted in their slimetary. That'll teach her to come crawling around at the wrong time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be honest here. Dude did a solid. He didn't have to worry about her. This woman was gonna divorce him and take all of his money. Man, that dragon... He better be fucking thankful for that dragon. That dragon did a based thing. Truly based. Completely got rid of that crazy woman that was going to destroy this man. This brilliant, intelligent man. I mean... And still, he like kind of simped for her a little bit. Because he's like, oh no, I've got to save her. No, you don't got to save her. She don't want to be saved. And there we are. Vampirella number 4. Does this strange girl represent the forces of good or evil? See page 5. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for this one. And stay tuned for more Vampirella tomorrow. Evil Dead, or rather Army of Darkness, is up next.